What's up, people? We are back with more of Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. This particular video is going to be a compilation video of every single bad ending in chronological order. So we're gonna start off with Into the Silent Abyss, then My Form, the Decapitation 1, the Decapitation 2, all the way until the very last bad ending, the Marionette. Won't laugh, but I'm taking the every single bad ending from recordings that I've done from all of my previous 4 playthroughs. So while if you're watching this for the first time or haven't watched any of my other playthroughs, some of the reactions at that particular moment might not make that much sense because it's all relative to when I was playing it exactly during the playthrough. Because for example, during my first playthrough I didn't get every single bad ending, and during my second playthrough, for example, I tried to get the bad endings that I was still missing. So yeah, some of the talk around it is sort of, you might be a bit confusing here and there, but it's just a little bit of a heads up. It's the main focus is the fact that it's showing off all of the bad endings. So yeah, it's gonna be up right now, so enjoy that. And alright, and this is the very first red choice which could possibly give us a bad ending, and I kind of had to look back again whether or not I discovered the first bad ending, and we actually didn't. I went with the choice going back is dangerous. I can't do anything by stopping here. I have to press on. So I'm almost 99.5% certain that if we choose the option, I feel worried about Himeno all of a sudden, I'll go back. If we choose that one, we're gonna get the very first bad ending that we haven't discovered yet. So a lot of that I'm going to be doing throughout my second playthrough is trying to discover a lot of the bad endings that I've missed as well as trying to find another true ending at the very end. I feel worried about Himeno all of a sudden. I'll go back. Upon thinking whether or not it's alright for me to just enjoy something so pretty, I reach for the door behind me. Even though we fought, Himeno and I are friends. Sharing such a lovely memory will surely help us make up quickly. I step forward, and it is at that moment, when I open the door and step through, there is no Fish of the World booth. Before I can even rationalize the scene before me, I'm pulled in by some sort of swell. Oh gosh. Ugh. Trying to figure out what's wrong, I realize I'm having trouble getting air. I really want air, so I pause for breath. My mouth fills with a fishy stench. Brine. Seawater. I know from the salty taste that I've swallowed seawater. The reason I can't breathe is because all around me is ocean water. I understand that I am in the ocean, devoid of light, and no sound in the darkness. Wondering why, I move my limbs. At this rate, I will drown. It hasn't been more than a minute since I got pulled under the sea. Under the sea. How many seconds have passed at this point? No, that isn't it. I have to get above water. However, up to this point there has been no light overhead, and I'm forced into an inevitable battle with my despair. I frantically endure my suffocation, swimming higher and higher. Suddenly being thrown into the water hasn't thrown off my sense of up or down, as the desire to live serves as an instinct to guide me upward. I still can't see, but I'm alright. Just like that, I seem to have answered my own question. I can feel the clothes I'm wearing become heavy. However, if I have time to shed my clothes, then I have time to continue upwards. My thinking is that alone. I've heard that there is high pressure in a deep part of the ocean that crushes any living thing, but my body is completely fine. That means where I am at the moment shouldn't be that deep. If I swim hard enough, I should make it. I just have to hit the surface and take a deep breath. How many seconds have passed at this point? I have no sense of time whatsoever in this darkness. Even so, I know that some time has passed since I was thrown into the ocean. A minute probably passed a while ago. Here, my consciousness has begun to fade. Immediately after, I see the darkness of death. A small light illuminates the tip of my nose. Oh no, the drowning sequence again. Because I have been swimming so frantically, I haven't noticed, but it seems as though I have gone up quite a ways. It will all be alright. The surface is close. Come on, reach for the stars. I reach out my hand. I reach out towards that light. That is all that I can do. That's because my legs won't move. No matter how frantically I try to move them, my legs won't even quiver. It feels as if something has ensnared them. Uh-oh, octopus. It has the elasticity of a bottomless trampoline. From the tips of my toes to my rear end, that soft sensation wraps tightly around me. Oh, I know where this is going. I've watched enough anime. I want to think that this is a lie. No, I have actually decided I will not believe it. That a giant octopus has wrapped itself around my legs. Its gum-like suckers are the size of the palm of my hand, and I can't even imagine how large its entire body is. Come on, swim towards the top. The light is getting farther away. My eyes have already closed. For some reason, Himeno's smiling face floats before me, though it should be her angry face that I see last. No! Just like that, I'm in the darkness. As much as it had tightened up, my legs have lost all feeling. No wonder. My legs are no longer what they once were. With the depletion of my oxygen supply, my brain has already changed into a machine for merely processing my situation. Within the darkness, it dispassionately communicates my non-existent will to my four limbs, which have lost all sensation. It won't be long before the only thing I can sense is darkness. That's because I have already become part of that darkness. Dang, into the silent abyss. So that was the first bad ending. The silent abyss. Aww, it would kind of be funny if you saw like tentacles pulling at Mayu's feet there. In that bad ending screen. What choice? I have no choice but to run straight through. I think it's, it may seem reckless to just run, because you could actually step on a jellyfish as well, I guess. But not doing anything and just keep standing here is just delaying the inevitable. So I think just running straight through, it's a risk, but we have to get out of here, so I have no choice but to run straight through. I no longer have time for doubt. At a glance, the door on the opposite side is closer than the one I came through. From here, the distance isn't too far to the interior door. Running at top speed should be good enough to reach that one. Run! I hesitate for a moment, then grit my teeth and take off running. It's no more than 10 meters. It is a distance that should pose no trouble, even for someone like me who tested below average in physical endurance. Gah! When I had run about 5 meters, just having passed the 6th tank, I fall full force onto my back. The floor is wet, so one might say this should have been expected. No, this is disgusting. The water soaks through my skirt and quickly soaks my underwear. The tank water is in direct contact with the skin on my rear. It is cold and wet, uncomfortable but unavoidable. When I put my hand on the tank to try to stand up, I discover that action is a mistake. Oh no. Ouch! I squeeze my eyes shut at the pain that feels like I've been stabbed by a cold metal needle. No, it doesn't just feel like it. I have been stabbed by something. Have I been stung by? Shaking, I shift my line of sight to my hands. A jellyfish is covering my right hand. We're dead. At that moment, I get upset that I can't feel the coolness of the water around my right hand. I got stung. What do I do? Someone. The pamphlet introducing the jellyfish had gotten mixed up with the piece of glass from the tank. Man of War. I noticed the name without much of a reaction, but it has to be the poisonous one to be called that. there have also been incidences? Yeah. What the hell? Why did I think that was incidences had the word T in it, which is why I thought this was going to be a different word rather than incidences, but it is incidences. So there have also been incidences of fatalities. Poison. What do I do if I've been stung? Do I clean it? Is it bad if I don't clean it? Well, it's poison, so I would say so. I can feel my pulse quickening. I wonder if it's the poison making its way through me. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? When I try to will myself to calm down, my impatience ramps up. Someone help me! Please? Help me? Uh-oh. It's starting to get... Trying to use my pulsating right hand for support to push myself up, I slide in the puddle and can't stand. It hurts. It really hurts. I put water on the area where I had been stung in an attempt to rinse it out. However, the opening of the wound stings and startles me. I need fresh water. Trying to apply pressure to the vein, I tightly gripped the area where I'd been stung. Dad! Mom! Himeno! Mari! Wanting to be saved, I call out as loudly as I can. However, in reality, my voice has already grown hoarse. The corners of my eyes grow hot, and from them fall individual droplets. No! I'm going to die! My voice is no longer really a voice at all. Before long, an electric shock runs through my right hand. The subsiding of the intense pain brings my senses back to me, but my voice will no longer come out. Even when I try to think of something, nothing happens except the sensation of pain whirling inside me that fills me to the brim. Unable to control my body, I fall to the ground, first my head, then my chest, from my stomach to my feet. Having fallen on my face, half of my body is submerged in water. My heartbeat quickens. I became acutely aware of the flow of my blood. Unable to stand it, I vomit. The very idea of being able to endure it no longer occurs to me. Even so, the poison won't be expelled from my body. My entire being becoming numb is proof that my blood has been pumping so quickly it has worn down my veins. Wanting to rinse out the remaining vomit in my mouth, I suck in water. It tastes like salt. Within my body, I'm struggling with all I have. On the outside, my shell has long exceeded the limits of its stamina. Blood is soaking through the capillaries in my eyeballs, and the puddles spreading on the floor are pierced with red. Gradually, I stop feeling my blood flow. Is it because my heart has stopped? Or because my consciousness has disappeared? Either way, my consciousness stops and fades into darkness. With the same simplicity that a ventilation fan spews out cold air, my breath is evacuated from my body. This has gotta be a bad ending, right? What? When I come to, I'm still gazing into the cylindrical tank, vacantly, thinking nothing other than, I wonder if something's in there. I stare into that tank. I have neither the urge to call out, nor the desire to walk away, merely the sensation that my consciousness alone is floating along the rippling sea. Why on earth am I here anyway? What have I come here to do? Whether I can't remember, or there was just no reason from the beginning. The jellyfish are pretty, especially just this jellyfish. Its color is so bright. The voice that starts talking right in front of me catches my attention for some reason. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. Well, who is it? I'm unable to remember clearly, seeing only a wavering face that won't come into focus. Anyway, Mayu, where did she go? Mayu? That girl. She talked like she was looking for someone. Poor thing. If she's lost someone here, she probably won't find them. Wait a second. Where is this to begin with? Swaying, swaying, softly, softly. Drip drop, the sounds of drops resonating all around me. Gradually ceasing to care, my consciousness melt into the water. My form? Oh god. Without hearing my response, he starts walking away from where the jellyfish booth was. His face in profile made me feel very reassured. Oh god, please Hiyoshi-san. What does that mean? Like, please go ahead and look for her? Or please Hiyoshi-san, don't go? Which one is it? Please wait, I'll go. I don't know. It's either... I don't know. I just actually don't want him to leave. Like, can we go together? Could that be an option? He can carry me if he feels that I'm, you know, not in the right condition to look for Himeno. Let's choose this one. Please, Hiyoshi-san. Trusting in his masculine appearance, I bowed deeply. In reality, it was as Hiyoshi-san had said. So in this case, we're saying like, please go look for her. I had very little stamina to begin with, and now fatigue was building up inside me. Deciding to stay standing up was good, as these heavy legs of mine were a proof of. As for things with Himeno, it would be best to talk them through later. If we talk them over in this tense state, we would probably just get into another argument. Hiyoshi-san might even serve as our mediator. As expected in this gloomy building, he didn't have to walk far before he disappeared. The sound of his gradually fading footsteps had also disappeared. The only thing I could hear nearby was my own breathing. That's why that high, roaring scream pierced right through my eardrums. Yeah! What? It was a scream that seemed to have echoed through every corridor. No, in and out of the whole building. It wasn't just someone shouting, but someone crying out as if they're splitting apart their throat. At the sense of impending danger that voice bore, my own throat began to tighten. That scream, that voice wasn't merely familiar. It was the voice of Hiyoshi-san, who had been right in front of me just 1 minute earlier. After that single loud scream, I could no longer hear his voice. Hiyoshi-san? Oh god, oh no, I have a bad feeling about this, obviously. I quickly stand up, running to the source of the scream. This place connects to the tube tunnel booth and the souvenir shop. That's where I heard the voice coming from. I run towards the tunnel tank. Huh? Mayu-chan, I told you to wait there for me. More importantly, that scream a minute ago, did something happen? Hiyoshi-san is sitting at the entrance of the tunnel tank, not far from the aquarium entrance. At my question, he gives the wishy-washy reply of, "You were worried about me. I'm so happy." Nah, it's a somewhat embarrassing story, but it looked like there was a person floating inside that tank. Under the circumstances, it just surprised me. A person in the tank. Speaking of which, Himeno mentioned something like that. But I'm glad. I thought you'd gotten caught up in some terrible situation like I had earlier. I was relieved from the bottom of my heart. Following that relief, I became aware of my own fear of being isolated again. Chuckling, Hiyoshi-san scratches his head. Say, Mayu-chan. Oh god! I never got to hear the rest of what he was going to say. Huh? It all took place in a matter of seconds, leaving me unable to make sense of what had happened. However, I gradually realized what was unfolding before my eyes. What? From Yoshi-san's neck up, I could see through to the tank. Oh my god. I didn't understand what I was seeing. In other words, his head was no longer where it should have been. Having lost a piece of himself, so valuable to the human body, he collapsed slowly on the spot. From there, he never moved again. Oh my god, what the freaking hell? What? What the hell? Why would that suddenly happen? Soaking up the blue lighting, his reddish-black blood spread across the floor. Oh my god, she's covered in blood. Oh, this is so creepy. This music as well. No! This time, it was my turn to split my vocal cords. Oh, are we gonna see a decapitated Kenji? Holy crap. Why? How had he gotten like this? What could have happened to him, have left him in this state? Yoshi-san's head tumbles along the ground and catches my eye. His eyes are wide and his pupils dilated. The grin I had seen hours earlier still spread across his face. Oh god, I have such a bad feeling right now. There are marks at the nape of his neck, as if his head had been bitten clean off. Remember earlier when we were inside that dark place, where also with the rotten fish corpses? Wasn't there like a decapitated head there? And Hiyoshi-san said that that particular place was on like a different time axis completely. So could that have been actually Hiyoshi's head? No, right? That would be really even more creepy. Oh my god. Hiyoshi-san. I intended to run and leave the dead Hiyoshi-san. Whatever left those bite marks was clearly still nearby, but I couldn't do it. What? Don't tell me we're dead as well. It hurts. The area below my knees had become completely pitch black. My boots. Mom! There is no pain. Only the visualization of pain running through my mind. Oh my god, another freaking bad ending, isn't it? In spite of losing my legs, I can't actually feel the pain. Of course not. That body of mine has lost its legs. I'm watching it from a separate place. This subjective point of view would have been impossible while I was alive. My head was already just like Hiyoshi-san's, just rolling around the floor. The cold temperature of my blood, that was the last thing I felt. Right before I lost consciousness, I saw its unbelievable true form through the wavy mist of my fading vision. With many fangs and a giant body, it was a fish. What the crap? A fish killed us? Or what? Decapitation 1. What the hell? This is so strange. Like, what the hell? We were just walking in a tunnel tube. Poor Hiyoshi-san. He's the one floating with the jellyfish right now. But yeah, I guess that is another bad ending. That might be a cutlass fish. Uh-oh. Oh, another red option. Hiyoshi-san mutters this, having laid eyes on the same thing I had. Still, fish aren't creatures that can hop up and down around the room like that. We should go get a better look. At any rate, let's head inside. from the information we gathered before is that it can pretty much just decapitate us like that, right? Because apparently, I don't even know how the hell there's a fish like walking around in the tunnel or like flapping around in the tunnel in ways that it could actually decapitate two people without them noticing. But alright. Anyway, we should get a better look. But yeah, with that knowledge that it is actually able to do that, is it wise to go get a better look at it? Or I don't know. We should go get it. I mean, you know what? If I get the bad ending again, then we're just gonna keep getting back to this choice anyway. So in the end, it doesn't really matter what I choose. Like, I'm actually I find the bad endings to be kind of funny in a sense. But the only thing is that it just always feels like it's halting progression in a way. But anyway, this just really doesn't make me feel like I should think too much about these choices, because either way it's either bad ending or we're just gonna keep continuing further. So at any rate, let's head inside. I suggest to him, yes, we should. It will be good to get a look at something lit. Oh my god. I never got to hear the rest of what he was going to say. Oh my god, this is exactly the... Yep, this is exactly the same text. Oh god, and then we die too. Decapitation too? Oh god. No! Poor Hiyoshi-san. Oh god, I never get sliced into pieces too. Holy crap. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps again. This game, man, is actually pretty damn freaky with the blood and Alright, so that was Decapitation too. That cutlass fish is pretty damn strong. Right, so we found I guess the third bad ending. So if I chose kick about frantically, we get through it immediately. Although if I remember correctly, what if we do this one? Shake off his right hand. I have to get his hand loose. As I try to loosen the hand, clutching my leg, he frantically pushes me off. As if pushing against a rock, his hand remains unperturbed. No way! Even giving those words form can't change reality. No good. Yeah! As he lets out a groan, Hiyoshi-san's left hand reaches for me. His movements are slow, but his fingers are moving in my direction. Hurry! I have to hurry and get him off of me! As before, Hiyoshi-san's hand won't move. It has an uncanny strength. Oh, do we have to like zoom in closer to his scary face? Even trying to loosen his fingers one by one, my strength is no match for his. What should I do? Then I realize I'm concentrating too hard on my left leg. He has latched onto my right leg with that same strength. What? Having grabbed onto both of my legs, I have no room to put up a fight, and I'm pulled in closer to him. His bloodshot face appears right before my eyes. His pupils are split in opposite directions, much like a fish's eyes. So, very well. You all will. What comes from Hiyoshi-san's mouth are not words. Without realizing, I've stopped listening to him. Ow! He is definitely splitting apart my legs with all his strength. An intense pain shoots through me as if my leg is being torn off at the hip. Even as I try to escape, my legs will not move at all. On account of him lifting me by my legs, my torso goes limp, as if hanging in midair. No! Hiyoshi-san! This stench is... Ruka? Miki? Either one is fine! Oh... My words suddenly no longer reach him. Who is Miki or Ruka? But... that is for the best. I can no longer hear his words either. When I open my eyes, Hiyoshi-san is no longer there. Moreover, I no longer care about him. Losing consciousness was surely to prevent my mind from going all over or all to pieces. Really, what a useless effort. seeing as how my body has already gone to all pieces. Oh god, did he really tore off our limbs? Wow, the tragedy of helplessness. That's another bad ending. At least we're finding a lot of those. Holy crap. Alright, so this is another option where we can get a possible bad ending. I remember for certain that I went to look out for a way out of the aquarium because Sayo told us that our way of saving Himeno might be to look from help on the outside rather than staying with Himeno because she is sick and we don't have any healing powers, or we're not a doctor, so we literally can't do anything for her, so we need to find someone else that could possibly help her. And I believe that turned into us continuing in the story, so stay with her like this. Yes, that's best. If you want the bad ending, the possibility that I might be able to save her is low, isn't it? It isn't close to zero, but it's close to it. I can't carry her around the aquarium with me, so I'll definitely have to leave Himeno here in the shed. In that case, there's no guarantee that I can get back here. With things like rupture at the jellyfish booth and Hiyoshi-san's sudden change, the dangers present in Manten Aquarium are innumerable. If I die along the way, it'll be what you'd call a dog's death. Separated from Himeno, the both of us dead. No, I want us to be together. Still squatting, I hold Himeno even tighter. Her feverish body occasionally chokes up. Then Himeno vomits out several nematodes. Several parasites squirm at the base of my throat. It's alright. It's okay. No matter what, it's okay as long as I'm with Himeno. I have no idea how much time has passed. I no longer have a sense of time, but not more than an hour could have passed. My body is no longer my own. The depths of my body have been corroded with fever, and I no longer have any feeling in my hands or feet. I can no longer feel the softness and warmth of embracing Himeno. My vision is filled with countless lines. It feels as if something is actually crawling on my eyeballs. Oh god. This is my body at the moment. The lines covering my vision are probably all the same as the bugs eating away at Himeno's body. But this is fine. As long as I can be with Himeno. Before I realize it, my own consciousness has melted away. I can no longer see Himeno's smiling face. Is that love? I love you, Himeno. Oh my god. So we died basically by staying there with Himeno, and then we both get consumed by those bacteria, those nematodes that made her ill and were basically slowly killing her and making her sick. And yeah, basically the same thing happened to us. We decide to share the same fate. 2 more bad endings for us to find, and this is one more that we can scratch off the list after this. So this is the particular part where we found Himeno being sick, and then we tried to find an alternate way to try and proceed in the story, or just in the aquarium in general. And it was either by going back using a new route or going back the way I came, which is basically through that staff passageway where Hiyoshi or Kenji-san went totally crazy and possessed. And yeah, going back the way I came, I actually never took this option, which will result in that particular bad ending. So we're just gonna go there with Hiyoshi-san still crazy. He's probably gonna kill us, eat us, whatever, eat our butt again. Hiyoshi-san is probably in the staff passage I came through earlier, but it shouldn't be a danger I cannot overcome. If I can run past him in one shot, surely it will all be okay. Oh, that creaking sound of the door. I open the door carefully with a soft ka-chak. It's at that moment, Ka! Oh my god, he's like waiting for us right there. Chomp! Gah! A sharp pain runs up from the base of my neck. Whatever bit my neck knocks me to the ground. No, not good. Gah! Gah! With each bite, the area around my neck makes a squelching sound. The cold stench of iron and the smell of blood. It's the smell of my blood and the saliva of whatever is doing this to me mixing together. Choked up by the stench, I realize that the air filling my mouth is hitting the bottom of my chin. Breath from my own mouth shouldn't reach the bottom of my chin. The inconsistency here is because that breath is being vented from an air hole that has opened in my mouth. Oh god. My voice isn't the voice anymore. It's nothing more than the sound of air escaping as, unable to offer resistance, my body is overrun by that something. Grah! 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 It's Kenji. There is no pain. All I can feel is the gradual depletion of my own flesh. That something's head bobs up for a second. It's someone I know. The face of a man I know. Before long, everything is engulfed in silence. Surely, this is my death. Being eaten by the one who saved my life, Hiyoshi-san. It is merely my tiny death, and nothing more. Wow, he actually did eat us. Irrational. One more bad ending to go after this, and then we've completed the whole list. We're just gonna leave her behind? Screw it, we're gonna leave her behind. I think we chose the opposite one, so which resulted in us continuing, so this might give us a bad ending. No, I can't worry about that right now. I avert my eyes from the girl and the orca, backing against the wall as much as possible. Against the wall, I stealthily move on, a step at a time. I'm sorry for the girl, but I have no time to waste right now. I have to help Himeno as quickly as possible. Trying to make no noise, I head cautiously for the exit of the passage. Are we being dragged in or what? Like an orca just sneaks up on us and Thought you could escape me, huh? With several meters remaining, my ears suddenly begin to ring. Huh? What? I'm spinning round and round. Immediately after, I lose the ability to stand. Baffled at the suddenness of what is happening, I collapse on the spot. No! No! Why? Since it isn't as though anyone will answer, I struggle to pull myself up. Getting a grasp on the floor is as impossible as trying to grab a bubble. My vision is spinning, leaving me unable to grasp whether the floor is the wall or the wall is the floor. Gradually, breathing begins to feel difficult. I can't breathe. I can't get enough oxygen. We are all too familiar with this screen. Before I know it, I'm in the ocean. I struggle to right myself in this unchanging ocean with no up or down. If there's no ground, that means it's impossible to do something like stand. When the orca hunts, they fire off ultrasonic waves. This causes their prey to lose the sense of equilibrium in their semicircular canals. Long ago, I heard that somewhere, so it's already too late. I am prey, merely bait for a predator to feed on. Becoming their focus, before I realize it, the three orca are swimming around me. Having no sense of equilibrium, there is no way I can tell which orca is to the left of me and which is to the right. Oh yes, the red. Adjacent to my spinning vision is a dark, brownish red clump. The deep red liquid flowing from that clump blends with the seawater. Ugh. Whether I flee or not, my fate has been decided. Within this ocean, where I cannot see the bottom, I await the same conclusion as that piece of meat. Ugh. With me chosen as their next target, I will be eaten by those orca. The tips of those tapered teeth sink into my skin. Being torn apart is just as it is explained in reference books, with the orca taking my arm off completely. No scream will come out. That's because my voice dissolves into the water. That distinct pain detaches me from reality. But I still haven't eaten ice cream with Himeno. Oh no. Those words appear, vaguely out of place in my wavering consciousness. I can't think of nothing but saving Himeno, so I'm sure she'll be happy. That's funny that in her dying moments she's like, oh no, I didn't eat ice cream with Himeno. A neck smashed by teeth. Dang, yeah. Being eaten by orca is definitely not a fun way to die, although, to be honest, would there ever be a fun way to die? I guess doing something that you would enjoy doing, that would be a fun way to die, I guess. But something that you enjoyed doing would definitely not be being eaten by ... It sounds extremely badass to possibly defeat 3, or now that we know there's a 4th orca after the other ending we had, is to defeat all of those orcas with a fire extinguisher. So that's the option I'm going for here. That's a fire extinguisher. At the edge of the room, I discover a fire extinguisher. If I can attract their attention with this, and somehow, while the orca are distracted, I would need to get away. I pull the yellow pin from the fire extinguisher and point the hose at the orca. Ah! Oh yeah, get boomed! In time with my shout, I pull the nozzle of the fire extinguisher with everything I have. At that moment, white smoke sprays out. Hidden in the smoke, the orca's forms immediately vanish. Take this opportunity and run for it! I shout, leaving the fire extinguisher on the ground. I then run for the exit. Huh? It is only a second later that I feel something strike my back. Uh-oh, okay, so this is the bad ending again. It's so hard it's comparable to bumping into people in town. No, God, that scream is involuntary. And we die again. I think it's pretty much the same ending. My body's overrun. Sharp teeth. Yes. Alright, so this gives us the... Yes, you are dead. Being too kind-hearted is mere foolishness. Well, I'm in a hurry. I have something I have to do. Whoa. Melting. Alright, so that was another... The last part there was obviously different, in that the girl that we met in the previous video and that we were actually trying to save said something to us, and she actually saved. So we succeeded in saving her, but we died ourselves. So it's still obviously a bad end because we want Mayumi to survive herself. 3 choices. Voicing my doubts, I look around. So there's a fire extinguisher. I wonder if I can move the machines with a computer. At any rate, I have to get her away from the orca. The things that these options are so weird, because there are 2 clear ones that actually tell you that you're doing something, and the third one is so freaking vague. But from every single option so far, that vague one has actually been the best option, which is weird because it doesn't actually say like, yeah, do this or do that to try and save her. It's just like, nah, just save her, doesn't matter how, or we'll figure it out in the spur of the moment. Like, that's the one thing I don't really like about these choices. Like, if there were just 3 concrete choices that you just can weigh pros against cons, and like, yeah, this probably seems better to me, but no, one of them is just like so vague, like, yeah, just get her out of there. That's basically it. So I'm gonna have a guess here and just think that this is probably the right one. I could be wrong though, but I think at least in one or maybe more choices of the previous ones, the Vegas one has actually been the best. So I just want to see if this trend continues, so I'm gonna pick at any rate. I have to get her away from the Orca. What? It is only a second later that I feel something striking my back. Hit so hard it's incomparable to bumping into people in town. I pitch forward and fall. Okay, we're dead. That was not the right choice. No! Yeah! That scream is involuntarily. Little by little, the area around my neck starts to hurt, and I scream once more. My breath grows light. Air is blowing out of the hole that is opened in my neck. After a while, my screams will not even come out anymore. The Orca is right in front of me. The 3 orcas had been with that girl, and one more was right where I had been heading. It is useless to wonder about where it came from. With the orcas swimming in air, the concept of space itself has become more than ambiguous. And we did. My body is overrun with the orca's small, sharp teeth. Ugh. I tried to raise my voice, but I realized my mouth is full of seawater. What? Before I figure out what's going on, I'm in the ocean. What? The blood exiting from my body gradually flows upward. I'm not just in the ocean, but it seems I'm in a deep part of it. As I try to fill my chest with air, water flows into my lungs from the hole in my neck. My body will likely return to the sea. As I think this, my body, which has taken on buoyancy, seems as if it belongs to someone else. Yes, you too. Before my eyes is one solitary red eyeball. Let's both curse this aquarium. Dang. Alright, so that was a bad ending. Or was it not? What? Who is that? I was expecting that to be the cutoff, and then it shows the picture. Bad end. From someplace up high, I'm following a pink shadow. It's moving. It's moving beneath me. Mayu, where are you? I see. She's alive. If so, then I need to bring her with me. Into this malevolent aquarium. Okay, this is the end. That is the bad ending. Chains of Descent. The one cool thing about that ending is that I think it gives us some clues about the stories. A story at least. We didn't... Well, I know which one it is. Use its sense of hearing, but we didn't do any of the other two, which will probably give us a bad ending, but we haven't explored those yet, so I think we should do that here. So now we're gonna use its sense of pain. The Orca have begun probing the girl with the tips of their noses. The girl provides no resistance, her mouth flapping open and closed. This is bad. I have to... Small but sharp teeth peek out from the small opening in the Orca's mouth. The tips of its teeth seem to sparkle, and my pulse quickens. There is no time left to test another method. The sensation of pain. I have heard that fish have no sense of pain, but orcas are mammals, the same as humans. There's no doubt they would have the ability to feel pain. I take my eyes off the computer and glance about my surroundings. I search for something that can serve as a weapon. That's... I spot a mop. As a weapon, yeah, let's use a mop. I spot a mop that has fallen over in a corner of the room. I approach the mop and grab it, deciding that this will be my weapon. If I aim for the eyes, even I can do it. Even Mayu can do it. Even I know how powerless I am. But if it's a soft spot like the eyes, I should be able to get them to fall back with this mop. Oh yeah, poke him in the eye, girl. I'll save you now. I ready myself, then leap at the Orca. I thrust the opposite end of the mop at the Orca in front of me. The tip of the wooden mop digs into the Orca's right eye, It gives little resistance, only a soft sensation in return. Right away, fresh blood floats upward, defying gravity. It acts the same as blood flowing to the surface when you started bleeding underwater. The orca shakes its large body as if it is moaning in pain. Ah! Holy crap! As I shout, I pierce the orca's left eye with the mop. Trembling against the squishing sensation, I put all of my strength into it. Even as fear takes over, it isn't as if I can stand by without taking action. Holy crap! Is Mayo actually beating the orca with the mop? I take back everything I said about the mop earlier. Even after seeing blood spout out from its left eye, I continue to stab it. Oh yeah, stab it, girl. The nerves inside the eye are connected to the brain, with the mop handle being as long as it is. I can reach the orca's brain. Okay, calm down. No! No! Ah! I will kill the orca. Despite the fact that I'm the one doing the attacking, I scream. If I had just seen such a big creature at the aquarium, I would have thought how cute it was. But I have to kill it now. I push the mop into its brain, twisting it as I do so. Looking away, I twist the mop faster and faster. I am scrambling its brain by my own hands. If I don't resolve myself to this, we will both die. Holy crap! Did we actually kill an orca with a mop? The orca gives no resistance and stops moving. When I pull the mop out, the left eye dangles from the still connected red muscle. Ugh. I did it! Somehow I killed one. Now I just have to do the same to the other two. I ready my quickening breathing, or steady, and ready the mop. I'll save you! Oh no! When I turn back to the girl, I'm shoved up against the wall. What? Before my eyes is a large body. It presses against my abdomen with a strength that contrasts with its cute exterior. No, it can no longer be considered cute. Having lost both eyes, the stench of blood rises from those hollow black cavities. My face is dirtied, showered in that fishy smelling blood. Its left eye, dangling from a red muscle, glares at me. Why? The stench of a rotting corpse is already wafting off the orca's body. Reddish brown mucus spills from its mouth. Suddenly, it feels as if something touches my hand. Something with the same feel as the scrambled brains. The mop is easily broken by the orca's body and floats around me. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was... that was weird though. Unable to endure it, I cough up air. The air turns to bubbles as I look up towards the ceiling. No, there's no longer a ceiling there. This is underwater. If it weren't, blood wouldn't float upwards, and the mop wouldn't float about. Instead of air, I breathe in water. It's salty, seawater. I can no longer breathe. A dull sound resonates. Called by the sound, two orca follow. Oh my god, they're like chomping at us. Hung, hung, hung with their tiny little teeth. As if playing around, two of them ram me with their bodies. My insides are jumbled. Something bitter wells up in my mouth. I vomit up something reddish brown. It resembles the guts on an anatomical model. The only difference is how soft this is. The orca bare their fangs, as if they finished playing. Little by little, my body is diminished. I am becoming a part of the orca. Unable to be properly consumed by the orca I was supposed to kill, my flesh spills out from its eyeballs. That's right, the eyes and the mouth are connected. There's one more thing I've realized, that I'm probably already dead. Well, at least we learned something about the orca, that the mouth and the the mouth and the eyes are connected. Earth shattering. Dang. Those orcas are ruthless though. There might be some value in trying to use my own body to test it. You know what? Just because this sounds incredibly cool because of the possibilities that could happen, like us being in 2 dimensions at once, even if it ends up giving us a bad ending or dying, I think this is something worth testing, so I'm just gonna do okay, I'll try it. Just because this could work out incredibly awesome, you know? Or incredibly horrible, but then it would still be awesomely horrible. I prepare myself, then push the door to the automatic turnstile with my hands. Uh-oh. That sound. What? For some time, my consciousness feels like it's gotten hazy. When my head clears, I can hear the sound of chatter. Could I be? What's wrong? This is Manten Aquarium, isn't it? Yes, that's right. You can purchase tickets over there. Noticing that I look disoriented, a woman speaks to me in a kind voice. Her uniform is the same, but her manner is quite different from Saginuma-san's. It's kind. Could it be? I have no room for any doubts. Numerous people are entering and exiting through the gate. I can't hear any strange screams either. I was able to get back. But I have no time for relief. There are some problems that remain unsolved. I'd like a return ticket. Please? I hold out my ticket and complete the re-entry procedure. I pass through the gate and find only customers having their fill of the aquarium. The Fish of Tokyo Bay booth is exactly the same as it was before. I am able to pass through the tunnel tank normally. There's no danger of anything like a flying cutlass fish. What the actual hell? In the Fish of the World booth, there are tons of brightly colored fish. There are no mummified dead bodies or fragments of destruction. The jellyfish booth is as pretty as ever, however, with no phenomena taking place. This only causes my uneasiness to grow. That's weird, right? The fact that we return to a Manten Aquarium where everything is normal is uneasy for us, or feels uneasy. I can't get back. The fact that I came back now, but can't return, is quite a contradiction. But that's the way it is after all. I want to return to that Manten Aquarium that is full of phenomena, a different dimension, side-by-side worlds, parallel worlds. Whatever they really are is irrelevant. I just need to return to Himeno's side. What do I do? Wow, everything is just normal. I run through the entire aquarium once. Even so, nothing happens. That Manten Aquarium with the heavy atmosphere, it's gone away somewhere. Big sister. Mari? I am aware that it's an auditory hallucination. I just wish that she could hear me. Oh god, something's gonna happen. After that, I continue. I search for Himeno until the building closes. But with a staff member hanging around me and urging me to go home, I am finally forced out. Slumping my shoulders, I tell the police what happened. Police? 5 days ago, Himeno's parents filed a missing persons report. Despite my frantic feelings, no news comes about Himeno. A clownfish. On my end, I haven't had any major accidents. In regard to myself, even outside the aquarium, I have begun to see fish. I trip over things that aren't there. I'm starting to feel like I'm going to drown. See, this is what I mean. what I'm talking about when I said that, I don't know, people that have been exposed to a specific certain thing or area in that other Manten Aquarium, they just somehow get consumed by it slowly, and the way that they see it happening is that they're sort of slowly drowning. It's what the feeling that they get, and you also see fishes around them where in places where they obviously should not be. Mom and everyone else are worried about me. For the past 3 days, it's been getting hard to breathe. It's hard to breathe. Finally, 1 week later, I'm in a bed. Yes, I've been admitted to a hospital near Manten. While the cause is unknown, my lungs seems to be failing. Now I can't breathe without a machine to assist me. I wonder how long I'll be hospitalized. As much as I love reading, I have grown tired of even that. From the hospital window, I can see the top of Manten East building. Himeno. Even though I want to speak her name, my voice won't come out. My trachea is just too weak for it. If I can, I want to eat ice cream once more. My beloved cookies and cream with my beloved Himeno. The future of the reckless. What? Okay, so that was a bad end? I totally didn't expect that to be a bad end. It makes sense though, because we've escaped out of it, but yeah, we don't really, because I feel like we're not that far into the game yet, we don't know the reason as to why this is happening, but I think the further we get into the game, we'll find out why this happens to people. Because when we read the diary in the previous video, this has happened to at least 2 other people, right? They just slowly started dying, or basically the same symptoms. They started seeing fish, they had the feeling that they were drowning, and slowly just started dying. I actually thought this was real. We made a good choice, but apparently not. Oh yeah, this is gonna give us a bad ending for sure, because in the previous one I did run straight through, because Saya was like, I'll save you from all the poisonous frogs, and we listened to her, we ran straight through and actually saved us. So now we're gonna go around. I can't! It's no laughing matter if I fall, so I'll go that way. Do you doubt me? Huh? You get that you don't have time for that, right? Uh-oh. We're gonna be consumed by frogs? The girl speaks in a cold voice and closes the door. As if recognizing my suddenly slowed heartbeat, the rain stops. The sprinklers have been turned off. What? No words will come out. Even as I come to understand my circumstances, I cannot say anything. Ribbit, ribbit. Gwa, 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 gwa. Key, key, key. That's not the sound frogs make at all, but I don't know. When it says like K-I-I-I, that's like key, right? So kai, I have no idea. But definitely not the sound that a natural frog makes. Maybe one that's like really ill or something. That I would make an accurate sound of that, but a normal one, hell no. The frogs' cannon continues. As they hop freely about, they spray liquid all over. Ah! Frightened, I kick the bright red frog at my feet into the air. He is crushed with a splat, his venom wetting the tips of my toes. Hot! I scream this word reflexively. Actually, ouch would probably fit better than hot. Shaking, I look down at my feet. My bright big toenail is slowly melting away. Ah! Oh my god, that's freaky. Spray from raising my foot so high scatters about, some of it getting in my left eye. My vision fades in sync with the intense pain. Rah-rah, rah-rah, rah-rah. Wah, wah, wah. Hee, hee, hee. Oh my god, that's so horrible. The stench of acid grows stronger once more. I have to get to the door. Enduring the pain, I take a step. I crush several frogs, leaving the sensation of slippery meat. The fluids that scatter about strike me around my knees. As I take my second step, I lose my balance. I can't balance on the leg that has melted. But it doesn't hurt. Why? I quickly get my answer. My nerves had already been paralyzed. As long as I can't feel the pain, at least not the intense pain of my flesh melting. I laugh, naturally. Even though my body has begun to deteriorate, I feel no agonizing pain. It's like the laughing of a crazy person. Ah, how strange. In my fading consciousness, I keep thinking that I should at least try to laugh. Maybe she's thinking like, just laugh it off, it'll be fine. When your dad says like, yeah, just walk it off. You're like, nope, we're gonna laugh it off. We're gonna laugh the pain off. The madness that follows indecision. Yeah, we should have just listened to Sayo. Now we are gonna have to do the bad choice. So we're gonna have the bad ending here, which is to choose to go back. I'm not sure what the hell is gonna happen. Hopefully all the floating faces aren't going to fly towards us and we get attacked by them or whatever. That would be pretty freaky. So yeah, let's go back. At any rate, I should pull back and get into a good position. I should open and close the door numerous times in order to create a safer environment. My feet unsteady, I swiftly dodge and retrace my steps. One step at a time, feeling as if I'm walking on bubbles, I inch with certainty closer to the door. Alright. Finally, I succeed in reaching for the door. Just like this. I throw open the door right away. Huh? At that moment, I am swallowed up in the darkness. Whether it's darkness or water, at any rate, there is definitely no light. Plop. Something touches my back with a wet sensation. Before long, it spreads throughout my body. Oh, thank God it's this kind of ending rather than, I don't know, faces attacking us. What? Without thinking, I spin around. Before me are a large number of fish. Oh no, Himeno. What? Oh God. They say that fish with human faces swim about. Please don't show me one. I'm reminded of Himeno's words. That's right. Human-faced fish. Just like the faces I saw at the jellyfish booth. These are attached to the fish approaching me. I'm an idiot. If I go through the door, the time axis will change. If I do that, the way I came also changes. I have no idea whether or not I will be safe. Regardless, to avoid the immediate terror, I vigorously leap forward. The fish are biting off my clothes. They're fish. Yes, fish. No matter how much their white teeth are like humans, and no matter how much their teeth are arranged like humans, they're all fish. So it'll be fine. Before I realize it, the clothes enveloping me are disappearing. Blood leaks from the places I've been bitten by those large teeth. Look. Red water. The blood flowing from my body mixes with the red ocean, and then they become one. Me and this bright red world. No. A coward's end. I was definitely being a coward there. Take Mari's hand or wait. Oh God, what shall we do? Like, this could all just be an hallucination, like the dimension or something trying to lure us in with the image of our younger sister, and then when we take its hand, it's gonna suck us in and kill us. But it is Mari, I actually think that the best option in this is to just wait, just because of both the very loud sound, and not sure why. Cause the strange thing here is, if we are at the exact, let's say that we've been transported teleported into a different time once again, back to the very same day as to where Mari got lost. So Mari at that point hasn't aged at all, but that means we have, right? So something maybe we haven't changed at all in the 5 years. We can't tell because we don't know what we looked like 5 years ago, but still, you have to imagine that a person changes quite a bit in 5 years. So Mari acted as if nothing had changed at all. Like, sure, for her it doesn't feel that way because for her timeline just continued from the point, oh, I'm lost, and then suddenly my big sister is here, and then you're like, but I still think you would say something like, hey, you look different, hey, you look older, hey, something is wrong, or whatever. Yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, I sort of feel like this is a trap, so the best thing is probably do is to wait, but I'm kind of tempted to take Mari's hand as well, just to see what would happen. She's talking about this world of happiness, and after this whole marathon of me watching Bob Ross on Twitch, I'm all about the happiness. So, you know what? Let's go to the land of happiness. This is bad though. I squeeze Mari's hand tight. For a moment, my vision becomes ultramarine. Yeah, this is a dead end. I already know. We have seen this picture before. Huh? Without knowing why, I can no longer breathe. Like the ones I've experienced numerous times. It's one of the phenomena that happens at this aquarium. This isn't a situation that I can analyze calmly. Somehow I have to get out of here. As I think this, I flail my arms and legs about. My body is no longer standing on the floor of the aquarium. I'm in the ocean. Or a lake, some kind of body of water. Mari! Where is Mari? Turning around and around, I search for her. Ow! I soon find Mari. Her eyes are wide open, and she floats about lifelessly. Huh? In the depths of my heart, I feel as I'm falling into despair. Just like the girl who was murdered, Mari is dead. She's dead! Oh god, and we're dead too. We're next. No! When I scream, I spew out the last of my oxygen, causing it to bubble in the water. Ugh. At the base of Mari's throat, there are red scars. Mari didn't just drown to death. Mari was... Even as I realize this, I'm losing consciousness. Well, I kind of predicted this would happen. Right? Or is this not a dead... This has to be a dead end. Bright red. This place is a world of bright red. Within this bright red world, I wait for someone to come visit me. You've come. Yes, that's right. Someone has gotten lost. If the person is still living, we have to retrieve their soul. In that way, we maintain this deep red world. A blessed form 1. Well, that was a bad end. Aw, that's little Mari. I was actually missing one last ending that I didn't record, so I had to record it specifically for this compilation video. So yeah, this is blah blah blah. We'll see which ending it is at the end, but we have to choose here. Okay, I'll go. So this is the second option to take Mari's hand again, and this time we decide to do so once again. And that was a blessed form 2. This is one particular choice which results in a bad ending that we haven't actually gotten yet. So this is the part where we go into the director's office for the very first time and things just start to turn red, and I believe we just kind of choose whether we leave the room or stick around, and the option to leave the room is gonna result in a bad ending, so we're gonna do that. As I fumble about, my body slowly begins to float in the air. This place is already filled with wavering water. Trying to control my body, I reach for the door of the director's office. I have to get out at once. At this rate, I need to pull myself together in a safe place. My fingertip somehow touches the door. I grab the doorknob, and I can't move it. The one way in and out won't budge. Ugh. I cough up the remaining oxygen in my lungs in shock when the door refuses to open. My body is nonchalantly overcome with the sensation of floating. Just like that, I lose consciousness. Okay, that was a very simple bad ending. It's not over yet. This is no longer being of this world. I become aware of something strange. That my soul is being pulled into a large container. Deep red emotions. It isn't just me, but numerous souls dominated by malice. Now, I no longer have my original form, instead become nothing more than a part of a whole, molding into a colony. It's all over now. The me that was me is finished. Amongst the Gears 1. Wow. I mean, for some reason, like, now that we've played through all the other 3 true endings, this bad ending means so much more, because now we realize what she's being part of, right? She's becoming part of all those souls that are unable to move on, and basically all the hatred and malice that Red Manten Aquarium exists of, which is what that redness actually consists out of, or stands for. Bam! Another choice that can result in actually 2 bad endings, I believe. So this is an elaborate choice where we have 4 options, 2 of which are actually correct. It's either reach on top of the desk or reach for my pocket, and reach out for the bookshelf or for the door is gonna give us bad endings. So I'm almost certain we haven't discovered any of these bad endings yet. So we're gonna do that immediately. Reach for the bookshelf. Something on the bookshelf. Hoping against hope, I try to control my wobbling body and reach out my hand. I touch the books. Something. Anything would be good. I search for something to help me overcome this situation. Not business administration, not architecture. Those aren't the kinds of books I need. Gah! During this time, air slips from my nose in the form of bubbles. However, I'm still okay. I plug up my nose with my left hand and search the bookshelf with my right. Heavy books, thick books. I fling them all off the shelf. The books float for a second in the water, then sink right away. Once a book falls, I put it out of mind. What I'm looking for is a clue to get through this place. Gah! Air is leaving my body. I don't watch the bubbles as they float up. It's not just bubbles, but the equivalent of my life. Watching it vanish could really shatter my mind. If I have even a hint, I'll be fine. To address the director, a hint is all. Then a ray of hope appears for a brief second. Just as I think my air supply won't last any longer, a piece of paper that had been lodged in a book passes before my eyes. On top of the paper are 2 silhouettes. An adult and a child, a man and a girl, a faded photograph. One of them is a man past middle age, wearing an impeccable suit. The colors of his clothing are the same as Sagino Mariko's. I'm convinced that this is the director. That's right. Having relaxed for a second, the corners of my mouth loosen as well. The bubble that leaves my mouth starts to flow in the water. That slight current of water lifts the photograph towards the water's surface. Wait! Oh no! Why did we even make that bubble? That was the bubble of doom that basically ruined our chance of staying alive. I can no longer continue breathing. That picture was my last clue, my last chance to speak with the resounding voice of the director. I chased the picture, swimming higher and higher. Assisted by the buoyancy supporting my body, swimming up is easy. The picture is higher and higher still. With my right arm stretched out, I follow the picture towards the surface, as high as it can go. Huh? Was the room always this big? Unable to sense the ceiling, I just keep going up through the water. The picture is very far away, disappearing as it goes higher and higher. Huh? What was it with that picture in the first place? My vision is nothing but deepest blue, my previous focus no longer visible. Huh? Is this enough? I should need oxygen, but right now, I don't feel the slightest pain from being unable to breathe. Melting into the blue, my consciousness is freed. That's right. Long ago, I became a part of the wavering water's flow. Where did I begin? And where did I end? Only the things I think are keeping me connected. That too will end. It's mysterious, or so that's how I feel. You, and you, and me? There is no difference between us. We are but one larger flow. The things we can feel are larger than we could ever imagine. Something is here. Carrying with it is something I lost. Some sort of form has come. Bam, amongst the gears 2. Is the other ending gonna be amongst the gears 3 then? Alright, one more bad ending out of this selection of options that we can get, and that is to reach for the door. My own body is floating in air. This place is already filled with wavering water. Trying to control my body, I reach for the door of the director's office. I have to get out at once. At this rate, I need to pull myself together in a safe place. My fingertip somehow touches the door. I grab the doorknob, and I can't move it. The one way in and out won't, but what? This seems familiar. I can actually skip through this as well, meaning we've already done this one? Okay, amongst the gears 3. So this is that particular ending that we didn't get yet, amongst the gears 3. But the text was exactly the same as some other ending or some particular thing before. I think it was the other option where we actually chose to go outside the door before. I'm not sure if that's among the gears 1 or perhaps even a different bad ending. But the text was basically the same. It just gave us a different name of the ending. So we added that to our collection. Well then, I have to walk on. Oh, this is so what? This choice. So basically what we can gather from what the director has told us is that it's at least his hunch, yeah, that basically all the malice and whatnot, it's gonna slowly start to disappear because he was sort of the cornerstone, the core of everything that we're just gonna call the red Manten Aquarium well, which is sort of, I guess, the bad version of it, the part that sucks up people and kills people and whatnot. That part is slowly going to disappear because he was the centerpiece of that entire thing. It all started with his death, so that's where the foundation of it. So now that he has moved on, everything else, because he's the one that died, he's the one that created it, that started it, but then all those 1,217 fish or something, when they died, they basically took over and they grew inside of that malice of the director and whatnot, and it just fused together. I don't know, but yeah, now that the director has moved on, the fishes don't really have something to hold on to with their malice, so they should slowly start to be disappearing, so everything should be going fine here. But they said that the aquarium might just start to crumble because that's the hatred and the malice and whatnot was actually the only part that kept the aquarium up and going. so far, I guess, I think. So we have a limited amount of time of what to do. And basically the choices that we have to have right now is either return to Himeno's side, our dear and precious friend, or head for the deep sea fish booth where the director said the truth may lie there as about Mari. So it's either just once again the choice of, do we save Himeno or do we go after trying to find out what happened with Mari? The thing about it is, yeah, if we return to Himeno, I'm not sure if she's alive or whatnot, but she is actually a live person right now. Mari is something that happened 5 years ago, and even if we find out the truth about her, she's most likely not going to be alive or whatever. So it is just like, I think in this regard, it's like it's better to try and save a living human being than trying to find out the truth about what happened very long ago that might not end up with a happy ending either. So basically the first one is just finding out the truth but having no happy ending, I'm guessing, and the second one is probably having a happy ending with Himeno, I hope. But yeah, as usual, if this results into different options and whatnot, we're always gonna return and pick the better one, or at least pick all of them in the end. So I think we're gonna go with Himeno for this one. Shouldn't doubt too much. Himeno. I've run all over Manten Aquarium, returning to the stage. Oh, she's still there. Ma, you. Having reached the shed of on the edge, I caress Himeno's form as she lies on her back. She's alive. For that alone, I'm incredibly happy. Ugh. Are you okay? Her face red and feverish. Himeno seems to be suffering. There seems to be some change. She is no longer spewing out the parasites that were consuming her body. Could it have stopped? The parasites' strange propagation and assault. Maybe they were linked to the grudge of Manten Aquarium. Now that the director has crossed over, maybe the so-called curse has vanished as well. Please let it be true. In other words, at this point, Himeno had been freed from this absurdity, and now all that's left is to get her out of here, take her to the hospital, get her on an IV, and restore her strength. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's get going. But I can't carry you on my own. Physically, there's little I can do. At times like this, I regret my own lack of motor skills. Oh please girl, you can do it, just believe. Isn't that there are like multiple stories, yeah? I know this is a true fact that there's like, wasn't there like a story about a woman that like gained super strength momentarily because she saw her child in danger, and then just something inside her just, I have to save my child, and she lifted a car off her own child just to save him? Like, those things can actually happen. You just have to believe and do it. There's no such thing as physical limitation. You just gotta do it. I'm starting to sound like Shia LaBeouf, which I don't want to do, but yeah, it comes down to just doing it. I glance around the room, looking for something that can help. This is it. There's a hand truck for moving boxes. They probably have large tools and such on hand for the shows. I can do it. With this, we can make it. I call out the suffering Himeno, to the suffering Himeno many times. I bring the hand truck over to Himeno and somehow set her on top of it. From there, I get a vigorous start. We charge through a route with few ups and downs, heading for the gates. Run for it, girl! The hand truck is slicker than expected, so I push it with all my might. It's only been a 5-minute dash. Having reached the finish line unharmed, I stand completely still before several turnstiles, one right next to the other. Finally, we made it here! In just a number of steps, I'll be able to save Himeno. If that's the case, I can keep going. At the moment we pass through the ticket gate, it feels as if we are enveloped in light. Together with Himeno, I head past the light. Oh yeah, head towards the light. I'm a coming, Mom! I don't know why I said that. She's not dead. What? Uh-oh. Doesn't this seem familiar? I think this was the exact same picture of a previous bad ending, so I guess this is gonna give us a bad ending as well. I just know it. Because we haven't, I don't know. I mean, we found part of the mystery behind Manten Aquarium, right? So we never know. It could be a bad ending, we don't know, but let's just continue. A week has passed since that dramatic escape. There is no change in my physical health, and the weakened Himeno is in the hospital even now. I came to pay you a visit, Himeno. Lately, I visit her hospital room every day. Every time I go to see her, she is so happy. Everything seems to be going good so far. Haha. Thanks, Mayu. Looking at the sickly Himeno is painful. If I could, I'd get her out of the hospital right away. Well, it seems they have to keep me a little longer for observation. Just wait a little longer. Lying on the bed, Himeno smiles at me. I always just, kind of look away when the screen starts going black, because you never know what might pop up. I don't remember if it started that day or not. Despite the fact that she is hospitalized, Himeno's condition has deteriorated. Even after a month has passed, Himeno has lost her enthusiasm from just before our escape from Manten Aquarium. As each day passes, her condition worsens. At the suggestion of Himeno's parents, she has changed hospitals, but her circumstances don't seem to have improved. Himeno, I don't know how much time has passed. It's probably been half a year since we escaped the Red Manten Aquarium. The amount of words Himeno says has drastically decreased, and it has become difficult for her to eat on her own. Himeno, why? I wanted us to eat ice cream together. We had so many fun things ahead of us. My heart overflows from its very core with thoughts and feelings. Smile. Once more. I don't know how many times I've said these words in this hospital room. However, she shows no hint of a reaction. Himeno's attending physician says, quite bluntly, that the cause is probably something unknown to science at present. Then doesn't that mean that I wasn't able to save Himeno? No, I don't want us to say goodbye here. It doesn't matter how many years it takes, if I can see that smile again. So please save Himeno. Oh, where salvation lies. Yep, that was a bad ending after all. I sort of suspected it from the exact same room, because that is where we ended up after we escaped from the hospital. Aw, look at her, poor Himeno. Another option where we can get a bad ending that we haven't explored yet. So I'm not entirely sure, because I kind of rushed through it with the skipping part. But I'm not entirely sure. This is after we went out of the director's office, and also where we went to the, I guess, the deep sea fish booth. I think that's where we are at the moment. And then it gives us the option of taking a hand or pushing away the hand. And if we push away the hand here, we're gonna get a bad ending, so let us do that. No! As I scream out, I push away the hand being extended to me, pretending to help me, but really tricking me. This is my logic based on what I've experienced over and over again at this aquarium. I see. The regretful voice quickly disappears. Oh, so this was Mari. I remember it now. I guess you sort of have to rewatch the first playthrough again, or a little bit, to perhaps refresh your memory a bit. And in exchange, the tentacle pulling my legs pulls harder. I feel intense pain, as if my legs are about to be ripped off. Gah! I frantically try to resist, but the only thing I feel is myself being pulled down further. I gradually forget to breathe. Below my eye level, there is an enormous giant squid. As I close my eyes, My limbs are torn away with the thick tentacles, or by the thick tentacles. My own body gently floats along the water. No objective, just floating. Before long, the tentacle has wrapped around my slender neck. Luckily, that's the only thing it's doing. Just like that, I am pulled even further into the deep sea. At this point, I've already died. It's an instantaneous death, thanks to my broken neck. Thank you, broken neck. I am watching the spectacle of my own death from somewhere else. The sight of my death from this enormous creature preying upon me, and my own almost comedic powerlessness. Big sister. I feel like I heard a voice. Unable to find the owner of that voice, I can only look around the room drenched in red lights. Deep mystery. Dang, so we actually got like 4 new bad endings in this particular video. People probably remember this choice. This was near the very end, so we can skip through so much of the first playthrough. And this is, I think, actually the very last choice of the first playthrough, where we're about to escape with Himeno. And then throughout, when Himeno was being, her body was being possessed by Sagi no Mariko, she was telling us, Mayumi, that some part of Himeno actually hated us. And then Himeno actually admitted to us at this very point, right before we leave, that that was actually true, because we were doubting the fact whether Himeno actually really said that, or Saginuma was tricking us by, making us believe that Himeno was actually saying that, even though that was maybe not the case. But here she actually admits that, so here you have the option of I have no doubts. I'm not entirely sure what her question was at this point, but I remember this moment. And the other option, maybe I really hate Himeno too. Now, I think I chose the option I have no doubts, but this one I think will give us a bad ending, so which we haven't actually explored yet. So we're gonna do that. As much as it hurts me and pains me to say, because I actually love Himeno. I don't hate you, girl. You're my best friend. We have to say it to get this particular bad ending. That thought passes through the deepest part of my heart. It could be that I also... Mayu! In the depths of my heart, I may also bear some unease and dissatisfaction toward you, Himeno. Even for me, it's a surprisingly cool tone I use. Himeno nods and bites her lip. I kind of think that the desire to save you that I got caught up in probably came from my sense of duty and responsibility. Yeah, that's true, I guess. It's just that I said something so terrible and thought to myself that I didn't like you, the one who tried to save me with everything she had. So thinking I can go home with you is strange. Himeno, I didn't say anything like that. No, it's alright. If that's how you truly feel, it wouldn't be right for me not to accept it. Himeno quickly pulls her hand back. Then she takes a step back from the ticket gate. I'll stay here. Huh? No, Himeno! Without giving me a chance to respond, Himeno is swallowed up in the black hole as it expands in time with a tremor. Due to the crumbling of Manten Aquarium, this whole world is eroding. Himeno's body disappears into a hole the same size as the others throughout Manten Aquarium. No way! The destruction is swallowing up everything, right up to my feet. A floorboard knocks me into the air, launching me past the ticket gate. No. A week after returning to the safety of our original world, I visit Manten Aquarium. So pretty. I enter the jellyfish booth and admire the expansive cosmos within a second thought. Himeno is not at my side. It seems that Himeno's parents have filed a missing persons report since she hasn't come home at all. However, the police investigation has been fruitless and Himeno has not been found. Of course not. She was swallowed up in all that destruction. And so, half a year has passed since that day. Soon, I'll move up a grade. I visited Manten Aquarium again. Every time I go, there's no strange occurrences. Just an aquarium overflowing with smiles and emotion. One by one, I carefully examine each exhibit. The impatient Himeno would always prod me along with, "Hurry, hurry!" But now that Himeno is no longer with me, no matter how fascinating the aquarium it is never enough. It just isn't my enjoyment of the aquarium. If I think back on it now, ever since that day, my daily life has been grey. Having lost the light that was Himeno, I don't even know how to have fun anymore. Having returned home, I laugh emptily. I'm sitting on my bed, holding my knees, not doing anything in particular, just spacing out. Before I know it, I've fallen asleep, and the morning of the next day has come. Lying down and getting back up is hard, and every day is depressing. But it can't be helped. This is the result of my choice, and of Himeno's resolve to stay back that day. Just a bit. Maybe it's selfish to feel lonely. True feelings, oh god. This was the worst bad ending of all. How? Oh my god. To leave Himeno behind like that? Oh girl. I could never do that in a million years, even though I did it just now, but it was only for scientific purposes, okay? Himeno, don't hate me. Uh-oh. 3 choices. Oh god. Shake off his right hand, call out frantically, kick about frantically. He is strong, so I think out-muscling him is something that we're unable to do, like kick frantically. I guess we could like kick him in the face accidentally and then he's like, oh, and then he lets go for a split second and then bam. But from what I've learned, at least from the previous, I guess, okay, it was one choice where relying on your own strength didn't actually help us too much. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards calling out frantically or kicking about frantically. Either way, we'll get a bad ending and then we'll just return to this anyway. Let's call out frantically for this one. Hiyoshi-san! What's wrong? Please, come back! Even after what he's done to me, I still resist using violence against Hiyoshi-san. Of course, I take into account that my strength would be no match for his. More than anything, he had saved me at the jellyfish booth. The one who saved my life. My only thought is that I have to save him. Gah! Hiyoshi-san, calm down. It's alright. It's alright. You all. Ouch! Ignoring my attempt to calm him, his arm tenses, or large arm, shooting out towards my leg. Uh-oh, again, this is bad. At this rate, even so, call his name. Like, calling his name, our only hope of doing this is that we hope that, like, if we reach the magical number of saying his name 10 times or something, that he'll magically snap out of it. I think that's our way of solving the situation, so I'm just gonna roll with that. Hiyoshi-san! Even so, I want to save him. This isn't something that comes from some sense of duty or ethics. Just for myself, I want to save him. You all! After all, you won't even... As he scales my body, I I somehow keep him from grabbing both my legs. Thanks to the fact that he is distracted, I'm somehow able to get through the moment without being grabbed. You won't even? Hiyoshi-san, what exactly do you all won't look at me? His words get caught up in my chest. You won't look at me. This thought seems to have been etched into his deranged mind. However, denial comes first in my mind before any question. That's not true, because if I weren't looking at you, I wouldn't be thinking that I want to help you now, would I? You were... Hiyoshi-san! Hiyoshi! I call his name. No, it isn't enough. So, what? Kanji Shinji? I thought his name was Kenji. Isn't kanji the written like the characters of, is it Chinese or Japanese? I'm not sure. It's either one of those languages, I think, but kanji, this definitely sounds like a familiar word for me, so I'm actually going with that one. Kanji-san! Having been called by his name, the hand reaching towards me slowly lowers. Although the hand clutching my leg does not loosen, it is correct to say that he has stopped. Huh? Me! Please look at me! Holy crap. Having suddenly broken his silence, Hiyoshi-san grabs onto my right leg with both hands. I don't know, I keep pronouncing silly words like leg, like the letter E with as an A as of late. I don't know what the hell it is, but I thought I was actually becoming better at reading or reading out loud, but sometimes here and there I mess up these little words where I'm like, what the hell, how do I even do that? He pulls me towards himself with a strength that feels as though it could rip up my leg apart, scraping the floor and coming closer to me as I resist. No, please stop! Me, I want you all! You all too! Uh-oh, oh, blood. Bad ending. Ow! It hurts! It hurts! Grabbing tight onto my buttocks. What? He bites at me with the same vigor he had attacked my leg. With a sensation as if I'd been pricked by a single needle, my skin bristles in sync with the flow of my blood. All four of his sharpened cuspids pierce my flesh, biting into me little by little, penetrating my skin. Oh god, you see how he's slowly moving? Oh god, that's even freakier. Vicious red liquid runs down along the contours of my buttocks. Is he actually biting her butt? What the hell? Let me go! All the same. No! Get away from me! You do. No! No! His white teeth are dyed red with my blood. Once his cuspids are completely covered in red, a satisfied expression appears on his face, and he removes the teeth he had pierced me with. That sounded like a witch. Hiyoshi-san wipes away the blood, trickling down my butt from his tongue. The sliding sensation creeps up my inner thigh, causing a ticklish sensation in addition to my disgust. That's it. This is good. That reaction. No! 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 With a look of ecstasy on his face, he stares down at me. The hand clutching my leg has let go, but my whole body has gone limp. I become aware that the area around the wound is gradually going numb. It is similar to the feeling of receiving anesthesia at the hospital. Even though I want to move, even though I want to run, my body won't listen to a thing I say. This is all you're good for. Please, stop! If you won't look at me, I'll do this, even if it's bad. In exchange, stop! Okay, that's really like a witch. Oh god. That's another bad ending. Or not? Before I realize it, I've lost consciousness. Whether loss of blood was the cause, or my heart, there is no one around to tell me the answer. Floating in darkness, I can no longer see. My eyes refuse to open. That's because this is, so to speak, the end of me. Misguided. Well, Mayu rather, sleeping with the jellyfishes again. That's an actual saying, right? Isn't it used by the mafia and whatnot? Oh yeah, old Bobby over there. He's sleeping with the fishes. Something like that. Oh wow. What to do? What to do? Push Mari away and run, or pull Mari closer and protect her. Wow. So we know for sure that this can possibly end in a bad ending because of the redness of the choice, but oh god, it's set to push Mari away, right? To save Mari, but that would mean sacrificing us. But then again, pulling Mari close to us and protecting us, yeah, it's not gonna do much against the blue whale, so we'll both get eaten, I guess. But we have to stay alive. One of these options is gonna make us stay alive, somehow. But which one? I'm just gonna do what the text sort of hinted at us that we wanted to do as Mayu, which is push Mari away and run. If at least Mari can get away. With that one thought, I push Mari away. Big sister. Even against the water resistance, Mari is swept further and further away. At the very least, she is able to get out of range of the whale's mouth. My relief is almost simultaneous. What is that breed called? A lancefish, is it? Or isn't it? A fish with a long, thin body and bearing sharp teeth. It has a ferocious desire for every type of prey in the deep sea. That fish is approaching Mari's neck. Even with the bit of distance between them, I can still clearly see that is the situation. The lancefish closes in on Mari and slams into her, biting at her neck. Oh no, Mari! When its fangs sink in, red particles spurt out instead of blood. Showered in the particles that spurt out, it takes another bite further in. Just like that, her neck is swallowed up. Mari! Our little sister, we fed her to the lancefish. How could we? Her body is severed from above the neck, the deep red particles scattering about as her head, which has now become all of her, drifts through the deep sea. I lock eyes with the head floating before me. I can't look away from the expressionless eyes. It's the end of the one I tried to protect. The extinguishment of her very existence. Death piled on death. Before I know it, the once violet room is dyed red. The world itself seems to be trying to change, but from my head to my toes, I am already swallowed up by the whale. Unable to see fate through to the end, I am washed away by the torrent of a violent death. Oh no, we get eaten by the whale as well. Well, that didn't result into a good ending. The final stage of destiny. This is the very last ending that we still need, or bad ending. This is the part in the new routes where we seem to have make a choice whether we go and save Mari or go and save Sayo, and for this particular, to get this bad ending, Forever Cloudy 1, we need to select the option go save Mari twice. So we're gonna do that, go save Mari twice and say, I will save Mari. I stand up in sync with my decision. Up to this point, many things have happened. I made a promise with Himeno and came back here again. I was able to become closer with Sayo. I was able to be part with both Sagino Mariko and Kenji-san. I overcame numerous hardships. On the other hand, I came to know my own smallness as a human being. This text is actually familiar. Seems we can skip through it, but we're gonna read through it regardless. One person alone is relatively powerless. One person alone is essentially dead. That's exactly why I made this decision. To choose one thing, to not choose the other. Himeno denied this, but I understand it once more. I cannot accept what the director said. But we are all minuscule individuals after all, wanting everything, wanting anything and everything. This is what we call desire. But fumbling around carelessly just to fulfill it will not yield success. Just one strong will. I'm sure that this is the one thing I'm clinging to. Is it okay? I hear a voice. It's fine, Himeno. Is it okay? It's fine, Sayo. Is it okay? It's fine, Mari. Is it okay? It's fine, myself. Really? It's already been decided. Is that your answer? He who chases two hares catches neither. Isn't that how it goes? So it's fine. Me? Well, what's that? Huh? Behind me, a large black shadow. A whale? That's right. This is the shape of your doubt. Before I know it, my vision is dyed violet. You should already understand by now that no matter which you choose, you won't be forgiven. That's not true at all. You rejected yourself. You negated everything you've done up to now. But I had no choice but to choose. The whale is gradually taking form and finally emerges as one cluster. The whale becomes large enough to cover the whole room, seeming like a cumulonimbus cloud. You shouldn't lie to yourself. It's painful making this confession. I shouldn't have to doubt. I shouldn't have to choose. If you're in pain, then hurry and get swallowed up. The whale, with its large mouth open, chases after me. Before long, the violet world is cut off. I realize it within this eternal cloudiness. As soon as I give up on either of them, my heart will break. Forever cloudy one? Oh no. We're done. We are officially done. I'm so sad right now. Oh god freaking dang it. Wow. Go save Mario, go save Sayo. It seems I will have to make a choice once more. The funny thing is that I'm actually kind of hoping to get the bad ending first and then the good ending. Or at least the choice that makes us proceed in the story. Because I know there are several bad endings left, and if we continue with the right choice immediately, then I'm gonna have to go back to this option later. But yeah, even if we miss a couple of bad endings, it's not the end of the world, obviously, because if I finish all 4 true endings and there's still some bad endings missing, I'll just make a separate video of all the missing bad endings that I'll just look up for and record then. So no worries, we're not gonna miss anything. But yeah, who should we save? Save Mario or save Sayo? The thing is, yeah, because I'm gonna try and think deeply for at least a little while here, is that if we save Sayo, the aquarium is then surely doomed and it's gonna be consumed by darkness. So we don't know what form Red Manten Aquarium will take at that point, whether it's just gonna maintain the sort of Red Manten Aquarium or even evolve into something bigger, or just, you know, it could even turn into black darkness or black Manten Aquarium and just entirely be darkness. Because it sort of feels like Mario is our only hope to both destroy Red Manten Aquarium as well as sort of our best way of getting out of here. Because what if we escape now with Sayo, and then are Sayo and Mayumi cursed when they escape, and do they have to come back? Like, that's sort of the thought that lingers in our mind, right? Because the red Manten Aquarium has to be destroyed in order for the curse to wear off. So the best option here seems to go and save Mari, which is why I'm gonna save Sayo to hope and get the bad ending. Is that really okay? Oh my god, it asked us again. Yes, we're gonna save Sayo. I sort of had a doubt again when the second choice came up, but we gotta stick to it. I will save Sayo. I stand up in sync with my decision. Up to this point, many things have happened. I made a promise with Himeno and came back here again. I was able to become closer with Sayo. I was able to part with both Sagi and Mariko and Kenji-san. I overcame numerous hardships. On the other hand, I came to know my own smallness as a human being. One person alone is relatively powerless. One person alone is essentially dead. That's exactly why I made this decision. To choose one thing. To not choose the other. Himeno denied this, but I understand it once more. I cannot accept what the director said, but we are all minuscule individuals after all. Wanting everything. Wanting anything and everything. This is what we call desire, but fumbling around carelessly just to fulfill it will not yield success. Just one strong will. I'm sure that this is the one thing I'm clinging to. Is it okay? I hear a voice. It's fine, Himeno. Is it okay? It's fine, Sayo. Is it okay? It's fine, Mari. Is it okay? It's fine, myself. Really? It's already been decided. Is that your answer? He who chases two hares catches neither. Isn't that how it goes? So it's fine. Me. Well, what's that? Huh? Behind me, a large black shadow. A whale? That's right. This is the shape of your doubt. Before I know it, my vision is dyed violet. You should already understand by now that no matter which you choose, you won't be forgiven. That's not true at all. You rejected yourself. You negated everything you've done up to now. But I had no choice but to choose. The whale is gradually taking form and finally emerges as one cluster. The whale becomes large enough to cover the whole room, seeming like a cumulonimbus cloud. You shouldn't lie to yourself. It's painful making this confession. I shouldn't have to doubt. I shouldn't have to choose. If you're in pain, then hurry and get swallowed up. The whale, with its large mouth open, chases after me. Before long, the violet world is cut off. I realize it, within this eternal cloudiness. As soon as I give up on either of them, my heart will break. Forever Cloudy 2. Oh my god. It seems like we did make the quote-unquote right choice after all, considering we wanted the bad ending. But yeah, it seems that we need to look at the bigger picture here. Which option do we take? This can actually give us a bad ending. Thank you for everything up to now and from here on. If that's what you really want, Mari, I'll... Oh my god. It seems inappropriate to not, I mean, she has taught us a lot. Because even if it was indirectly, like her not being there, just the thought of us seeing her again, or Mayumi seeing her again, gave Mayumi just such strength as a person, and just the determination to continue that she previously never had, or thought she didn't have. But sometimes you just have that power deep inside of you. It's hidden, but something has to unlock it, and for Mari, that is what Mari did for Mayumi, basically. She unlocked that hidden secret power inside of her that she didn't know she had, and then bam, she was able to just... Because I view Mayumi at the very beginning of this as sort of a fragile person, but to consider everything that she has been through up until this point, you gotta be an extremely strong person, not only physically but emotional as well. Even if this gives us a bad ending, I mean, we still have some bad endings to explore, so thank you for everything up to now. I gently stop moving my hand. I'm hesitant to part with her, but I have to accept reality. This instant, in and of itself, is a miracle. The two of us, torn apart so unreasonably, can actually meet once more and say farewell. But that tragic truth shines brighter than any jewel. Thanks for everything up till now, and everything after this. Yeah, big sister, bye-bye. I'll always love you. Me too. I love you. Oh my god. Mari goes into the sea of stars. I go the opposite way. Both of us walk in different directions. All that can be heard are her footsteps. I don't turn around because if I do, I'll surely chase after her. Finally, even her footsteps fade away. I can hear the sound of rippling waves. As I walk along, I am enveloped in light. Within that gentle, transparent blue light, my consciousness begins to return, and I can feel how hard it is to breathe. There's pressure on my neck. My breathing is becoming shallow. Something is pushing on my throat with great strength. Oh no, bad ending. The flow through my carotid artery is being stopped up. Despite the fact that I'm finally waking up, my consciousness is starting to waver again. I wonder what is happening to me right now. What? Himeno? I open my eyes in thin slits, and a faint shadow floats in my vision. Long hair, an outline that I've seen before, soft-looking skin. Slender arms are stretching out towards my neck, putting all their strength into wringing my neck. When I realize who it is, the words I couldn't understand before become clear, as if a fog has been lifted. Go on and die! The one wringing my neck is Himeno. Trying to grab my neck with both of her hands, I can feel the pressure of her weight. Even as she wrings my neck, she has a frantic look. The proof is also in the fact that she doesn't kill me, even in my weakened state. Why are you... Is this not Himeno? Look at her eyes. This is not real Himeno. Something is controlling her, somehow. Because of the pressure being applied to my throat, I can't finish saying what I wanted to say. Himeno looks down at me with her blue eyes. That isn't the color of Himeno's eyes. How did you wake up? Her voice raises doubts in my mind. Still, I clearly grasp that this is not Himeno. With just that small change in tone, I get it. Since I'm her best friend after all. Well then, what is going on here? Nakanobe Mari has gained the ability to withdraw power from Manten Aquarium. This is because she maintains her individuality while her soul is still connected to the collective Manten Aquarium. This has gotta be Rico, right? I attempted to seize the power she had amassed. However, her power was so great that I could not force her to yield to me. Since she was so pure, tainting her was quite simple. In order to create a world with only the two of you, That child squandered all of the power here. Power within this Manten Aquarium. That's souls, or we could call it life energy as well. If it is the thing keeping this world stable, and if it disappears, wouldn't the whole world itself begin to crumble? You are... Somehow I maintain my fading consciousness and manage to desperately summon some sort of voice. As I listen to whatever it is that has taken on Himeno's appearance, I realize that I've heard this tone of voice before. As soon as that person's face appears in my mind, my feeling changes to certainty. Sayo-chan, what a pity. In order for me to continue to exist, I had to use her as a source of nourishment. What? Saginu Mariko. But what she just said, did she consume Sayo-chan? Just as I realize it, there's no strength left in my body. Due to my shallow breathing, there is no way I can make any brash movements. With no blood flowing to my brain, my thoughts are equally unfocused. I was able to find this body merely by chance. However, with this body, destruction is unacceptable. My final hope is you. When you escaped from Nakanobe Mari's birdcage, it was as if a miracle had occurred, and I was very happy. Mari's birdcage. That's right. Intuitively, it is like that. Being locked away for one's own good. But it's different. That was the world of Mari's heart. Of course it was sad and lonely. She's been alone for 5 years. All she could do was continue to pray and to make the ungrantable wish that she could see me again. I want to reject Saginu Mariko's words. However, my body won't allow me to do so. I think I'm getting close to my limits. Little by little, I'm unable to keep my eyes open. When the world of the bird cage disappears, that energy itself did not. All of it flowed into you. Perhaps Nakanobe Mari has already disappeared. I no longer sense her presence, and if she were here, she would try to interfere. When the two of you parted ways in that world, surely she gave you her energy. That's why. I'll kill you, and then I will obtain that energy along with your body. I have no idea if she gave me her energy. What did she entrust me with was her gentle wish. But at this rate, I won't be able to keep my promise to Mari. At this rate, I'll die. If Saginu Mariko's words are true, no, surely this is real. If it weren't, there'd be no need for her to kill me in this situation. There's no mistaking the fact that the only reason I'm not dead is because she hasn't delivered the finishing blow yet. I'm going home. At that moment, I decide to believe in myself. I close my eyes and surrender to my fading consciousness. I did it. As I look at the small palm of my hand, I confirm this. In the lieu of a mirror, I look at my body reflected in a tank before me. It's one of the cylindrical tanks in the jellyfish booth, and it clearly depicts my entire body. Nakanobe Mayumi's body. Compared to Tamagawa Himeno, she's strikingly less sturdy, but reflexes and firmness aren't important at this time. Oh my god, did it really happen? Did Riko take over Mayumi's body? This is a feeling I haven't experienced until now. The sense of completeness throughout a body. To use an example, it's a feeling close to the pleasure of having sex. Wow, okay. I totally did not see that coming. Like, you know, from some visual novels you can expect that particular topic of conversation to come up. But in this game whatsoever, I did not expect it, as it never came up ever whatsoever, and then suddenly the word is there like, what? Okay. Being able to derive pleasure from sex in the body of a virgin, though, is something of a contradiction. I have the feeling that something other than myself is encroaching upon me. All that's different is, rather than a climax, there's the feeling of being able to exercise one's own power. With this girl, I am certain I'll be able to expand the red Manten Aquarium. She bears the emotional strength to support the foreign contaminant flowing through my body, or through her body. That is, her strong will to get home with her friend. In Nakanobe Mayumi's case, she is likely undergoing a time of great emotional maturation. Well then, there's no time to be fooling around. Using the strength that Nakanobe Mayumi, my body, has accumulated, I shall reconstruct Manten Aquarium. I need no further plan than that. It only needs to be one area. I'll switch my location to that in the real world. Finite, yet long. I will maintain my soul with the grudge as my storage. I close my eyes. My pose is irrelevant. My intuition is telling me a piece of me must cross the aquarium using this power alone. When I was merely a soul, that was simple. Rather, it was merely a hardship necessary for self-preservation. Well then, I will make my wish. For the world that is best for me. A world without the likes of you. Huh? At last, I open my eyes. I hear a voice from somewhere. Where is that? You should know already. Do you mean the soul is listening? Not from the ears. It isn't that I hear a voice. It's more of a cognizance. You are already dead. No matter how hard you wish, that fact will not change. Which is precisely why I told you I'm using this body. I'm so confused right now. I think something else is this is still Riko inside Mayumi's body, but something else is talking to Riko / Mayumi right now. So I think I should still do the Riko voice. Which is precisely why I told you I am using this body. No, what? Mari entrusted me with her wish. I swore to her that I would grant that wish. What is it you want to do in the real world? What is your unfinished business? To live. Merely, this is God, I'm so confused right now. I'm just gonna continue in Mayumi's real voice, cause it says Mayumi, but it's probably still Riko. Cause it's asking her what she wants to do in the real world, right? And the Riko's mindset up until now was always just self-preservation. So this sentence sort of says the same thing. Merely to continue existing in this world, to extend my hand into eternity. If that's the case, then you as a person are already dead. I think there's no meaning in living merely for the sake of living. If you have a heart, you have a place to call home. For example, though her life was like the blink of an eye, Mari lived with all she had, never letting go of her feelings. My control has... I was waiting for the moment where you tried to unify yourself with the aquarium. At that moment, I was sure cracks would appear in your heart. I am what Mari has entrusted to this world. Therefore, I will now make my wish. Please, disappear. I will hate you with all my life. Isn't that more human, anyway? I think that the foreign substance within my body has definitely disappeared, as I can no longer hear that voice. I am sorry. Turning towards the empty space, I mumbled to no one. am standing in a tunnel tank room. This room is all that remains in this world. In this world already destroyed by Sagi no Mariko, it seems she only left one area. She said it was reconstruction, so this area will probably disappear soon as well. So I think what sort of happened there in the jellyfish booth thingy was sort of a struggle of power over, or just a struggle of control for Mayumi's body, which Sagi no Mariko tried to take over, but in the end, Mayumi, along with the power that Mari has given her, has prevailed. Himeno and Sayo have already disappeared. It's not that they died. If they had died, their bodies would remain. They just disappeared. So, it's alright. Now that Sagi no Mariko has disappeared, I can feel some sort of different power. This is what Mari entrusted to me. Mari had held onto it in the hopes that it would make it to the end. Just one, please, a miracle. I say in a small voice, and I close my eyes. At that moment, I laugh. How did things end up like this? Why did I do the Rico laugh again? 'Cause I'm still confused. I have no idea what caused it. All that I can say is, this means I was unable to create a miracle. What? Himeno. I speak to Himeno, who sleeps next to me. There is no response. Sayo. I speak to Sayo, who lies on the ground. There is no reaction. How did it end up like this? There is flesh. There is space as well. If it goes as Kenji-san said, at this rate, if we reach the exit, we could return to the real world. It's just, there is no heart. This isn't a corpse. There is a fever. There is body heat. When I place my ear to the surface of her body, I can hear vibrations. She's like an intricate doll. Oh, I laugh. Having no clue what else to do, I can do nothing but laugh. I'm already broken. I can't even muster up the energy to try and laugh in whatever weird, psycho, strange way I could laugh right now. This is the end of me. The three of us rot away together, as good friends. What? The marionette won't laugh. That was a really long, intricate, bad ending. Holy crap.